welcome back to my channel. My name is Pamela, and today we're going to be talking all about the compound effect. If you have ever felt like you're putting in all of this work, but you're not seeing the results, and it doesn't matter how much effort it is that you've been putting in, nothing seems to be changing, I want you guys to know that this is something called the compound effect. The truth is that success isn't about making one really big move all at once. It is about the small, consistent actions that you take every single day. The compound effect is essentially what happens when you show up every day, you put in the work, and you stay consistent long enough for everything to start coming together, for all the pieces to really start working. And one day, all of those small efforts are eventually going to add up, even when you don't think they matter, even on the days when you didn't think that it mattered at all. And suddenly you're going to realize just how far it is that you've come. And the thing with the compound effect is that you don't know how long it's going to take for everything to finally start coming together, for the wheels to start turning. You don't know what the end of the road is going to look like or what the end of the tunnel is going to be like. But that's why you have to have this really unshakable belief within yourself and your actions that what it is that you are doing is going to work. So if you want some words of wisdom on why you should continue staying on your path and working towards your dreams or your goals, then that is what this video is for. I'm going to break down 6 tips for you guys on how the compound effect works, plus how you can continue staying on your journey even when you feel like nothing is happening. Number 1 is your small actions create big results over time. There is so much power in having small habits and routines that you follow every single day, because that is the thing that is going to lead you to the big results over time. And you guys know how much I love and really look up to Kobe Bryant, and I still do because of how much I mention him in my videos. But there is a saying from him that I really love, in which he talks about showing up every day and being consistent about your work. And he says it's a very simple math. If you want to be a great player, you play every single day 2 to 3 hours every single day for the course of a year. How much better are you getting? Most kids play an hour and a half, 2 days a week. It's not going to get it done. If you're obsessively training 2 to 3 hours every single day over a year, over 2 years, you make quantum leaps. And this context can be taken in any kind of way, not just basketball. So if you're only showing up a few hours a day or once or twice a week for whatever it is that you're passionate about, nothing is going to happen, or it's going to take 10 times longer for things to actually start working, versus when you actually just start putting in the effort every single day for long periods of time. If you only do it periodically or when you feel like it, you're going to lose that excitement or that motivation to even get started on the thing it is that you want to do, and everything is just going to fall short. So if you always take the shortcuts in life, you're going to get cut short. So put in that long-term work to finally see that long-term success. And like I said before about habits, small daily habits are the things that compound over time, and it truly starts in those little choices and the little things it is that you do every single day. Whether you spend 10 minutes reading, saving a certain amount of money a month, exercising consistently, like all of these things seem so small and minuscule in our day-to-day life, but there is massive transformation and success that is going to happen from that. And I also heard this other quote the other day from a YouTube video that I was watching, and it said, champions do daily what people do occasionally. You just do it daily. You're not extraordinary. You just do the ordinary things extra. So remember that success is a result of the small things that you do repeatedly, not just a one-time grand gesture. Number 2 is every overnight success story was years in the making. You guys know I love this quote from Alex Hormozi, which is that every overnight success was actually 10 years in the making. And I have to always mention this in my videos because I do not want you guys to forget it, and I want you to always remember it. And that just because you see people celebrating on social media or showing off materialistic items and having fun at whatever age it is that they are, it does not mean that the success or the things that they built happened overnight, or that they didn't have low moments or really hard times in their life that got them to where they are today, that they had really hard lessons they had to go through and understand. So these people, they hustle, they work, they built themselves to where they are today. No one saw those low moments or those really hard times except them. And now years later, here they are celebrating their hard work, because realistically, that's how long it takes. Success is going to take years. Whatever your definition of success is, it's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be in a year or two. It's going to be many years of hard work. And it's so easy in this generation to just open up your phone, find your favorite influencer or business owner, and instantly think like, oh, they had it better than me. Oh, they have a better life than me. They were given this, they were given that, they're a Nepo baby. When in reality, put all of those things aside and just focus on you. Because whether or not someone had a different path than you doesn't mean that you can't make it on your own. It doesn't mean that you cannot create your own success story. When I accomplish something that has been on my personal goals list for years, it gets me really excited because now I can use that to inspire and motivate other people online, especially young girls, people from New Jersey, Hispanics, Latinas, people from my hometown, like whoever it is. I can use that as basically evidence that you can also do it too. You can also accomplish whatever it is that you want to do. Like all of the above and even more people is who I want to inspire when they see me on my come up and my success, so that they know they can also do it for themselves, because there is beauty, honestly, in ordinary people achieving really great things, because again, they're ordinary people doing extra things. So when you see someone succeed, you're often seeing the final result. You're not seeing the years of work behind the scenes. And you have to remember that this success isn't random. It's really built from so much consistent effort and learning and failure. And if you guys haven't heard, I just started a new vlog series also on my channel right over here. And it's called The Millionaire Journey in My 20s. And it's a series where I'm going to take you guys through my day-to-day life, things that I'm doing to build $1 million business, things that I'm doing to build a successful company, my day-to-day life as a content creator as well. And I'm really taking you guys behind the scenes and documenting my life before I reach the success it is that I eventually want to achieve. And that's why I think it's so important to share that with you guys, to motivate you and be like, you know what, this girl is 22, she's also trying to do this and make her life happen, and I want you guys to also be encouraged that you can do the same thing. And if you guys want some more in-depth advice on bouncing back from failure or reframing the way that you think to get you to where it is that you want to be, I have 2 videos on that. So the next time you feel like you've failed at something, remember that we always are going to have these low, hard moments. That is the thing that's going to take you to the highs and to the real successes in life. And stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Just keep going. Number 3 is track your progress to stay motivated. By tracking progress on the work it is that you're doing, you are going to be able to see all of the work it is that you've been doing over a long period of time. When you do small habits and tasks every day, it can be hard to obviously see if your efforts are making a difference. And you guys know I always mention the Habit app. It is not sponsored, but I've been using them since the summer, and I think it's really, really great because I like to look at my day-to-day progress in a bigger point of view. I like to see how many times I read over the last few months, how many days I've been posting on TikTok. Like I literally have a habit streak on how many days I've been posting on TikTok consistently in a row. And I think I'm at like 250 something right now, which is crazy, but it makes me inspired for my future self to see like, okay, I can do more. Let's see how much I can keep up with this. And tracking progress has so much to do with the compound effect, because it's that reminder that the small choices we make every single day are so important for our future self. Those small things that we do every day that we don't think make a big difference are the things that are going to lead to those large results over time. Daily consistency builds the massive results that we all want and that we are looking for. Sometimes we don't realize how far we've come because progress is gradual. And that's the thing with average people, is that they don't want to wait. They want things to happen fast and they want it to be high and they want it to be quick. But sometimes you are not ready for those things to happen yet because you have to go through other certain things before that can happen. There were so many goals and things that I wanted to happen to me from a very young age. And it was years ago that I remember I was like, why isn't this happening? But it's happening to this person and this person is achieving it. And I would be really upset or sad at the world because I was like, why didn't things go my way? Or why didn't this happen to me? And the thing is that we are all on our own timeline, because that is not how life works. It's not going to work the way it is that you want. Everything has its own timeline. Remember that you are on your journey, and what is meant for you is not going to miss you. It's going to happen for you. So even though it can seem like every day is slow and it's dragging on, start tracking the things it is that you're doing to use that as motivation and inspiration. You guys know I mentioned the Habit app. It is free. It's really, really great. And I just use that every single day as a streak for myself to make sure that I'm staying on top of what it is that I'm doing. But one day everything is going to make sense and you're going to be so grateful for everything it is that you did and that you are doing. So in a few years, when you look back, you're going to see that all of those small efforts you were doing every single day added up to something really big. Number 4 is belief and mindset are just as important as action. So the compound effect isn't just about what you do, but it is also about how you think. So your thoughts, what you think, and your brain can literally convince you that something can happen or that something can't happen for you. You cannot achieve your wildest dreams or accomplish your biggest goals or get your dream life without belief and mindset. According to verymindwell.com, your mindset is a set of beliefs that shape how you make sense of the world and yourself. It influences how you think, feel, and behave in any given situation. It means that what you believe about yourself impacts your success or failure. And honestly, this could not be more true. Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck also says in this article that your beliefs play a pivotal role in what you want and whether you achieve it. So if you tell yourself that you can't get a job or you can't accomplish some big goal or whatever it is that you want to do, then you are not going to get either. And if you tell yourself that you're going to get the job and you're going to make something happen, then you are going to accomplish both of those things. Like, it really is about how you think. And I have a whole video on negative energy and how to let go of it, because energy is everything. And I also have another video on mindset, visualization, how to manifest, vision boards, like all of those kinds of things. But both of those videos really go hand in hand, because that is truly the secret behind getting what you want out of life, because the truth is that it is all mindset. It is all belief. Your mindset with everything that you do is just as important as the belief you have in yourself and your action. If you believe that success is possible and you stay committed to the process, you are going to keep going even when things feel slow. You're going to stay disciplined. And the compound effect ties into this, because by keeping up with this mindset and by having this unshakable belief, you're going to realize just how far it will get you when you look back at your journey many years later. And there is this Steve Jobs quote that I really love, which I think I mentioned this in another one of my videos, but it is from his Stanford commencement speech. And he talks about how when you look backwards, you can see how all of the dots connected, how everything worked. But when you're looking forward, you can't possibly tell how all of the dots are going to connect. And I love this. And I'm always going to mention it to you guys, because I want that to be the motivation for you to know that no one knows what they're doing, but they're trying, and that's all that matters. So you have to just keep going forward and keep trying things and believing that what you're doing is going to work no matter what, and things are going to start happening. The wheels are going to start turning. Stay focused on your long-term vision. Remind yourself why you started. Have that why. Make it really, really strong. Your why has to be so strong and be that reminder for you of why you are doing what it is that you're doing and why it is that you want what you want. Number 5 is your environment shapes your habits. To get a life you've never had, you have to do things you've never done. And to live the life you want, that sometimes requires leaving the life we currently have. So if there's big things on your mind or big things it is that you want to do, you have to ask yourself, is there something around me that doesn't reflect this dream? Am I going to continue to be surrounded by energy that is draining me, that's pulling me further from where I want to be and who it is that I want to be? Or am I going to sacrifice and go through certain changes and be willing to take the risk and the chance so that I can get what I truly want? Sometimes, like I said, to live this new life, we have to leave old things. It's kind of like when an animal sheds its skin. Like, they're leaving the past behind, they're going into something new, and sometimes we have to do that with our own life. We have to audit who it is that we're around, what it is that we're doing, who you spend time with, where you spend your time, and what you spend your time doing. All of these things really shape your habits and your future. And I used to be against the whole, we are the average of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. Like, I always felt so different from everyone around me. But as I got older, I truly started to realize that it is true. Like, the people that you hang out with and what you do or your environment that you're constantly in can have the biggest impact on you. The truth is that the people, the places, the influences around you, it's either going to help you with your progress or it's either going to hinder you. And it wasn't until I finally let go of dead weight, I became more strict with my time, and I started being more intentional with my schedule that I finally realized a change in my life. And I'm going to make a whole video about this in the next coming weeks on small habits and how they've made a really big unexpected change in my life. And that is going to be one of the tips, because it's so true that when you are picky about your time and what you do or who you're around, you're you're gonna notice that you can accomplish and do so much more. And as your YouTube big sister, I want you guys to accomplish all the things it is that you want to do, but I also want you to be careful about who you're around and the small comments that people say, because the hardest thing to understand is that just because people have been in your life for years doesn't mean they need to stay in it forever. So if habits or people or situations are genuinely not doing good for you, then you have to make the effort to just cut it out, and it doesn't matter how hard it is. So instead, let's replace these bad habits or bad situations by surrounding ourselves with people that are going to inspire us and even challenge you to keep going. And if you don't have anyone around you to inspire you physically, like a friend group or a good environment, look up to people online. Growing up, I would watch people on YouTube that had the dream life it is that I wanted. Like, that was my escapism, and I would listen to interviews as I got older of entrepreneurs and business owners that I really look up to, like Daniela Pearson, Morgan DeBon, Emma Grade, Sarah Blakely, Tara Bosch, Barbara Corcoran, Kendra Scott. Like, these are all women that are so successful and that are literally a mix of millionaires and billionaires that have achieved their dreams and their goals, and they are still on that path for more success. But I mention this because I started the Millionaire Journey in my 20s series here over on YouTube, and I want you guys to know that I don't come from money. I'm not a Nepo baby. I don't have rich parents, but I've always wanted a financially free and stable, successful life. So by reading up on these women, by having role models, and by seeing that they were also once like me, they also were once in my position, it gives me the confidence and the excitement of, wow, like if they did it, then so can I. But it really starts with the content that you consume, the media that you're watching, who you follow, who you're around, and what it is that you are around. Tip number 6 is most people quit right before a breakthrough. And this is going to be one of the most important tips that I mentioned in this video, because you need to know that the most successful people, the ones that actually get the things that is that they want in life, the ones that we look up to, the ones that we think are so far from us, are actually the ones that just never stopped and they never quit. These people are the ones that are relentless with their dreams. They aren't willing to give it up, and they know what it is that they want, even if it takes years or decades or an entire lifetime. So right before a breakthrough, right before the thing that changes your life happens, you are not going to see it coming, which is why you have to just keep telling yourself that you can keep going, because just like the Steve Jobs quote says, you cannot connect the dots forward, only backwards. We are not going to see when things start to click, but we just keep going. And many people, they just give up so soon. They don't want to see the instant results, and they don't want to put in that hard work. There are so many people, I cannot even tell you guys, that have messaged me, like people that I even know in my personal life, that are like, how did you start posting? How did you start doing this? How do I get started? What do I do? How do I clean up my Instagram? And I'm just like, there is no shortcut to this. You guys all want the shortcut because you're seeing now that after years of me doing this since high school, and now I'm a full-time content creator, now you guys want the shortcut on how you can also do it as well, how you can try to make easy, fast money, when in reality, it is showing up for yourself every single day. And I don't want you guys to give up when you don't see instant results, because the people that are trying to get the shortcut in life, like I said, are the ones that are going to get cut short. I want you guys to make your dream life happen. I want you to make everything it is that you want happen. So even when things don't feel like they are happening, even when things are hard and you don't know how you can keep going, remember your why. Why is it that you are doing what it is that you are doing? The compound effect is slow at first, but eventually it's going to reach a tipping point, and that is when the growth is going to happen rapidly. And I'm currently listening to the Viola Davis Finding Me memoir. I'm listening to her audiobook, and it is so incredible. And one of the things that she mentioned in the previous chapter is that in Hollywood, once you land a movie or a TV role, it becomes this domino effect. And then all of these other things start happening afterwards. And I really could not agree more with that, because it's like once one thing happens, everything else is going to start lining up. And I noticed this as well in the influencer industry. Once I got invited to my first influencer event a few years back, then I started getting more events back to back and more. When I got my first brand deal, and then another one a few months later, and then another 1 month later, it became a domino effect. Then I was getting brand deals every single month, every single week, PR every single week. Like, it really is the domino effect. So it's slow at first, but once things start to pick up, it really starts to happen. So I promise you guys, if you stop, you're never gonna know how close you were to your success. That is all for today's video. I love you guys so much, and I really hope that this was helpful. And again, I never want you guys to stop going after your dreams. I never want you to stop going after your goals. I want you to accomplish everything it is that you want, and you will do it. So I will see you guys in my next video, and I love you all. Bye.